Hello, everyone. I know this is something we've new for me. So apologies if that doesn't work for a lot of. It's not a predictive video per se. Well, it can be because I know a lot of people that I read for, that are part of my group, or even people that I speak to on a daily basis. They all talk about how um, how people do this. Hey, Ashley, I'm just explaining that I wanted to do this, which is not because I've done the June videos. What I wanted to do was speak to all of us who've got a lot of enlightenment, because that's how I started, and see if I can help in any small way to make it better, and just see how it worked for me. And then, any questions that anybody has on this, I'm more than happy to take it um, on guidance on this. So I think I just wanted to try this and see if it works and if it helps. Even if it helps one person, then I'll be very happy. So that's what I wanted to do. So I think it'll be good actually if there are enough people with questions, then we can still go and make that list. But I'm not, because I've done predictive. What I want to do is talk about. I'm good, thank you, Ashley. How are you? Um, Yes. So what I was saying was that what I wanted to do was, help in any way I can, to see how we all can, because we all do this. We all know the answers. We just don't seem to trust ourselves. That's how I was as well. If I told you how much time and money I put into going for readers, and I still do, I've got friends now, and a lot of times I prefer to have someone read for me. Um, but I really wanted to do this because to see if um, we can enlighten ourselves, if we ourselves in today's world, especially if we can help tune into our senses, then why not? Oh, Ashley. Um, well, yeah, if I can help in any way, more than happy to. So, really, I think I'll wait, let a few people start, because I really want to talk about how I started. Feel free to let me know, if this works. If it doesn't, then I'm sorry. But, that's what I got drawn to. And I was getting messages from so many people, so I thought, okay, let me try this. Let me do this. So, sure. I think it's important, Ashley. So, this is what I wanted to do. Let me start, because what I wanted to do was, so cards are very helpful, and if you feel drawn to them like I was, then they are your divination method. That's what I feel. Hey, Jared. I know, Jared, but I'm not well informed about chakras. I know you did, but this is what I can enlighten on, how we all can get enlightened, or we are enlightened, we just aren't aware of it. So I think I don't have enough knowledge on chakras, you know, and what I want to do is see if this helps. Oh, sure, Jared, thanks. And if you guys feel that this is something, because we all do it. Okay, let me get going. So basically, we all think that, yeah, this is something out of the world. Believe me, it's not. I have a job, um, and like we all, we have our jobs, and we think, okay, this is something extraordinary, and it is. Don't get me wrong, it is. It's just our capability is not. The capability to do it is not extraordinary. So let me just quickly say that the first thing, if it helps anybody, is that we can all sense good or bad, right? So I think divination methods help, but the first point, which is important, which I learned as well. So one of my dear friends who helped actually saw that I had this in me, guided me through this process, and the meaning of the cards actually I did not, I think I learned from her not all the cards because I used to watch videos just like you all do. But I think it was more the fact that how we listen to ourselves. Because even with cards, there are only so many cards. And how do you think? Let's take an example. Let's take this Two of Swords in reverse. It has one meaning. We need to sense what that says. So, but I'll take it one step at a time. I just wanted to really head out there and see if there is any and what you guys think of this. If you guys want to know more, then I can do more. If not, then I'll just I'll it's an experiment. If it works, it works. It doesn't, it doesn't, right? So yeah, I just wanted to do this and see if it helps anybody, because I think for me the most important thing was, number one, to understand my own senses. Yes, I like these, so I knew that at some point I would like to learn more and use them. But believe me, the first thing, and I think one of the hardest things, was to understand my own senses. So I'll see what you guys think about this, because I know that all of the bunch here, we're all people who are drawn to this for a reason. So and I'll take any questions you have on this, or anything else, because what do you think? Do you guys know how you sense in terms of, can I help with that in any way? I don't even know how, if I have no format for this. Clearly, you can see it. I'm just going by the flow that I wanted to first talk about sense, you know, good or bad sense. So that's a simple yes or no answer. Do I want to do this? Oh, I don't get a good feeling. We all say that. I don't get a good feeling. Give me one sec. That's it. That's a sign. We're just not trained to listen to our own selves. We learn so much in school, and all thanks to all the teachers. However, I think this is one thing that is missing: just trusting our own gut. And it's a hard thing. I mean, I still fumble. So, but yeah, I'm a lot better. Yeah. Okay. Let me see. I'm doing good, Jared. It's been an interesting time for all of us, of course, different. But this has given me to catch up with so much of stuff that I cannot imagine. It's like, in a little way, I am so thankful that I can catch up with a few things that were long pending in my life. So, in a way, taking this step back, which is now I'm doing a lot more things outside than I was earlier, a couple of weeks ago. But I think I liked that. I liked a bit of downtime, and it wasn't so much downtime. It's just not being in the race, not traveling, not because I used to travel a lot, and traveling to work and etc. I am not missing that. I don't know about you guys, but I say that very openly. That's a nice one, Ashley. So that means, like you say, you're drawn to them. So that's a sign. That's a sign. And I get signs, and we can get signs in any way, shape, or form. I sometimes feel when two or three people are saying to me about something, that's a sign for me. So we all need to, and for us, we need to see what the mind recollects. What are we hearing? And not, shouldn't say mind, but yeah, in a way, what are we hearing? Are we hearing anything that, whether it's while sleeping, or whether we're doing mundane things, these are the times I believe that messages come through. And we don't have to be in a meditative state all the time. I know it can be a lot of them. I'm not disputing that. So please don't get me wrong. What I mean is, a lot of times, at least for me, I get it in a lot of doing mundane things, even going out for a walk is quite meditative to me, and I get a lot of messages. And I think the most important thing is our senses. All these divination methods are very, very good. I even actually quite like astrology, because that's my science behind this. I'm an air sign. I like my science. So I would like to rationalize the cards, and sometimes these things are not rationalized, but Um, I like that I can, as soon as I do the cards, oh, this is happening because this planet is doing this. Yeah, tick box. But I really think the first thing is our senses. If our sense says yes or no, and that's the first thing I learned. So I'm happy to pass this to you guys. That the first thing you learn is, does it feel good or does it not feel good? Even when you have a card, the meaning can be good or bad at the same time. The meaning can change. So this we keep evolving with these as well. And if you actually, like you're saying, you were drawn to them, then see what you're drawn to. And I'm more than happy to, I can do more sessions and take questions and see where this goes. Hello, Samantha. Long time. Happy. Yes, Ashley, I can take questions about, how, if people need any help, any insight into this, absolutely, we can make a list. I think I don't want to do predictive this time unless and until that prediction has something to do with enlightenment about, yeah, if you know what I mean. Thank you, Jared. I have been staying hydrated because it's been so hot here in England. Tarot and Chinese astrology? I don't know so much if there's a similarity. Like I said, to me, astrology is I see it as a rational way because planets are built and they're moving and that, each planet represents something. My knowledge is really tiny, okay? Jared, so I'd say consultant astrologer, but I always do follow astrology and I get drawn to it as well as to tarot because I can rationalize what tarot is saying and why all of a sudden, if the energy changes, then there must be something happening. And it doesn't have to be all the time, but it's more chances than not that it does work out that way. And I've heard other readers do the same thing as well, confirm with astrology what's happening with it. So, yeah. Chinese astrology, I don't know much about, but I think Chinese astrology can be. I mean, I enjoy it when I read it, but I don't read it often enough. Hey, Shabana, how are you? I'm good, thank you. Yeah, actually, I don't think I want to do predictive list, but if any of you or anybody has questions on this about how you want, and not about me, if I can help, if you guys are drawn to this or any question regarding, yeah, in these times, if anything that can help you, if I have a little bit of, how I did things, I can guide. I'll be more than happy to. Okay. Hello, KK. I don't interpret so much Chinese astrology, Jared, because, like I say, I like sometimes. Okay, let me remember because I hardly do Chinese, but hardly read once a year when the new year happens. I read okay which animal, and that's it. It's once a year thing for me, Jared. But I think I like certain animals, the sense that certain animals. That's you know not interpretation, it's sensing certain animals, and that's unfair because all animals are nice, but the energy of certain animals like a snake, you know then I know, okay, that's the sense I'm getting what the year is going to bring if it's a snake or a rat here, as an example. I think that's the only thing I sense. So I just use my senses like I do when I do um any predictions. Oh, thank you for the like, whoever did that. Thank you so much. And thank you. If you like this, if you think this is going to be helpful, I'll do more. Obviously, we can build and I can answer questions. And if that means I want to do predictive question answers at some point, I can. And I'm more than happy to do predictions about how, enhancement, if you want to get into this, how it's that going to go, or whatever you guys want to follow that you're drawn to. I'm happy to look into that for you. I think it's only fair. So Yeah, I know it's different. And thank you again for the likes. I really appreciate it. Um, what do you guys think so far? I think, Ashley, Jared, what do you guys think so far? Feedback time. Obviously, like all of us, my hair is also pretty, but I'm quite lucky because I had it done just before the lockdown. So, I mean, I'm more than happy to go further into it, but go through explanation of the cards. I can take that session one day. That might be a long, so we'll take a few cards at a time. I'm just shuffling so then I can start answering any questions if you guys have any questions. What do you guys think? I mean, it's okay. I'm asking for feedback. It doesn't have to be good. Not so much, Jared, because like I say, I read once a year. I have enough homework. Thank you, Jared. I'll give that to you. Why don't you read about it and let me know? I have got enough to do. Thanks. Maybe you can learn about it and enlighten us, and then we'll see how that works. Okay, Ashley, that's good to know. Well, I'm not drawn to it so much, Jared. You know, so I want to do stuff that I'm drawn to. So when I'm drawn to it, then I'll go with that. Okay, that's good to know, Jared. Okay, so when I have a question to answer, it still relies on it's the knowledge of the card, what that means. But that's a basic knowledge. It's what you sense from it with regards to what you hear. Um, Ask me a question, Ashley. Let me give you an example. Ask me a question. I'll show you the cards, what they mean, and then I'll tell you. I'll do my best. Let's try it. And same for all of you. Happy to take if this is what you want to learn. Like Ashley said, she wants to learn this, and I'll happily answer this question for you, Ashley. And that means that ask me another question. You see me, I'll show you how I do it. What cards come up and what that means. Okay. I had a feeling you were going to ask me about love. We asked this question last time, huh? Okay. Let's see what we get. So the first card I get is Sun. Okay. So you see, Ashley, this card represents, to me, it can change meanings anytime. Most of the times, this card to me means perfect weather. Earlier, it used to be going out traveling to a hot country. It really depends. This is a lot of people love this card, and so do I. It's people. What are people doing? They're celebrating, and then they're outside. So and then you see what you get drawn to. Are you drawn to anything on this? Yeah. So I'll tell you what I'm getting drawn to is this angel with the money, with the pentacle and the drink. So this to me, so I can answer that question just with this card. That right now, these two are on the top here, which means these are the priority. And anything to do with emotions, flowers, wand, which is excitement, it's there, but it's not a priority at the moment. So that answers that question with one card. So, I know we draw cards and sometimes you don't. If I wouldn't have got that from, and it's like I said, it depends on the question, but Spirit's helping me here. So they're showing me one card and saying that's what is most important right now. And that's what I can sense. The card is not saying that. It is, but it's not. That's not what the meaning says. But that's what I'm sensing, where I'm getting drawn to. And that's where this person's intention is right now. And maybe that's why you don't see the emotion and the passion. And we are in retrograde, Venus retrograde, Ashley. So, that can affect things. I think it's time to be patient. It's time to let things be. And yeah, and if you want me to look into more into this, happy to do that. But yeah, does that help in terms of the interpretation? Oh, good question, Jared. How long does it take? I can say I'm confident now. You know why? Because, and I don't do readings every day. Um, there's such good readers on this channel and on YouTube. I follow them religiously myself, but I know when I know. So timescale is hard. If you're going to put, I think one of the readers said to me, um, I think it was last year or this year, I can't remember. She said last year. I asked her how I'm going to be doing, and she said to me that it's justice card. You know what justice means? You get, you reap what you sow. So if you put energy into it, you get it back. The energy I put into it, I got what I still have you guys here. And you guys were here even though I was missing for a long time. So it's a good question, but I don't have a simple answer. It's just the confidence comes with, like anything else, the more you practice, the better you get. That's a simple, boring answer, but it's a fact. The more I do these cards, the more I do this, the better I get. So sometimes I need 5 cards or even more to do an answer because, yeah, I am doing, and it can also be that with energy, when you're an empath, you sense, the energy can be like, okay, I have to finish this. There's the boring part that I want to cover all the questions. So I want to make sure I get it for a big audience. Like when I'm doing a zodiac sign, I could even probably do 1 card per zodiac sign, but then I'm relying more on my senses, which is not a problem. It's just I have to be cautious of how much time I can do for a live video. So I make it easier by putting few cards because then I get more messages per card and then it's done. So I would say I started learning, if I'm honest with you, in 2016. And then I think I've been going live since 2017. So if that answered your question, Jared. Right, Ashley, it's only love questions for you. That's down to energy as well. We go through certain cycles in our life. So, okay. Yeah. So I could sense that. Yeah, Ashley, you can see how I sensed it. Well, my meditation is my walk, Jared. So I try and do that. I do meditate in a lot of different ways while cooking, while working out. So you can almost say every day. Acupuncture, I've done it before. I tend to believe that it's good. Oh, time frames, Ashley. Okay, that's an interesting one. So when I learned it, when I was learning, some of them can be easy. As an example, again, it's still about the senses, Ashley. Oops, the cards fell down. Um, so, to be honest, for me, how I do it is for most of my predictions, I sense, okay? Even though the card is there, you saw, I sense. And from what I know, you know, any prediction, unless and until it's astrology, is down to senses. That's a little bit of my knowledge. And as far as I know, and I think I know pretty well about this, that it's all about the senses. It's not about, it's a lot to do with card meaning. Cards help those senses confirm, but it's what you're sensing from the card that makes a prediction. In terms of timing, it can be sometimes you can get drawn to a number on the card, and that can give you, and you can sense whether it's my timing works, whether it's week, months. I see the words, so in front of my eyes. So yeah, that's, and I have friends who've been saying that they trust their senses, and I wanted to do this so I could say, okay, let's first go with the fact on senses. What do you guys think? Can you distinguish between when you're in a quandary, Ashley, for example? Do you know if it's a good or a bad feel? You must be feeling something. That's why you wanted to ask this question as an example, right? So and that's okay. It's a new take, so we can take it as it comes. And it's like, Ashley, I can even, and the biggest thing is nobody's 100% accurate. We can all be humans, yeah. There's only so much power that we human beings have. We are human beings. This gives us a lot of power, I have to tell you, and that's one of the things probably I like about having that. I can control it. I can know it. I can't change the outcome. Okay, you can dispute that. Whether you can change the outcome or not. Yes, you can work towards it. You can be guided towards it. So what you can or not, it depends on the individual. But I think it's important that we can sense. Yeah, absolutely. And there are a lot of times that um, I was doing a reading for somebody. I said you're going to be with somebody who is going to be about 10 years or 9 years older or younger. And what happened was I predicted older, but it was 9 years younger. So just as an example. But I was right about that because I could sense that there's a big age gap. And then I saw the numbers 9 or 10. For me, Jared, that's my belief. I completely agree with that statement. For me, you can get quiet mind even when you're not in a quiet environment. Okay, maybe my environment is naturally quiet, so it's easier. And it probably is when you stuck, when you have a lot of people around, it's not easy. So you do need to be alone, even if you like. When I used to travel for work, I used to be in a busy train, but I had my earplugs on and I was not listening to meditation, just as an example. Whatever I was listening to helped me go into a different world. So it doesn't mean, um, yeah, you can be like walking, going out for a walk is pretty meditative. I don't know. There's such big gurus of the stuff. For me, I can just tell you how it works for me. Well, I've had Reiki done, so it's about the belief, Jared. Everything is about belief in my eyes. If you believe in it, then it works for you. If you don't, then nothing works. That's the basic rule. But yeah, I thought, because there were people asking me about that, I thought I'll do this to say, okay, the first step, how I learned was this, and then I did this, and then we get to the cards and things like that. So that was my intention, and we can do it in any other way. I see a lot more people here, so feel free to ask me questions about, you know, there is no right or wrong question, people. Whatever you feel you want to ask, you can ask. Because I know there was KK, there was Samantha, they're still around. That's cool. If not, Shabana, that's fine. That's not a problem. No, Jared, I don't have a favorite card because there'll be way too many. I mean, we all like good cards, right? It's natural. We all like good cards. I like Ace of Pentacles. Um, Ten of Pentacles is a good card if it's financial for me. So yeah, there's Two of Cups. There's it's all the cups that give you a good sense, give you a good feeling. I like them. And a lot of those cards can mean different things as well. So, but yeah. So yeah, let me know if you guys want to move further. We can move further into the cards. Um, Happy to go through that and give you my take on it. We can do some. I don't know how often I can do this, but I want to give it a go. If it's helping anybody, we can take. And I think the first most important thing for me was, for anybody who get drawn to tarot, is there's so many tarot decks, and I was like, oh no, 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 but there's certain decks that just, they were repulsive. Repulsive in a way. Um, Sorry, I forgot my phone and was not on silent. In a way that I was like, oh no, 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 no. It was like it was not ready for me. I was not ready for them. More like it. Now, when I see the same cards, I don't feel the same way. So they've grown on me. I don't still possess them because I'm trying to be um, something I learned a little bit from someone. And I think for me, it's important as well, not just doing this, but learning in usual day to day life from people. If something is good, then I try and incorporate that. And if something is bad in me, then I have to see why I do it and if I can change it. And yeah, you know, I have tried to do that since I started doing all this. I have tried in every little way um, to give back and be a better person. I'm not saying I'm there, but I'm a lot. I feel I can look myself and be proud of the person I am today. And I'm very straightforward and I can be blunt and, but I make sure that everybody has the same respect, but then I stand in the same queue as well. So I respect myself as well. Actually, for me, I was drawn to this one because there was a reader I used to follow. Oh, that's a nice card. 401s. Hey, Jared, that's a nice card. um, I used to get really. I got drawn to this card. For me, that was an easy one, you know, because I was learning and everything was clear on this. You can see the name, you can see the numbers. Yeah, for me that was, and I liked the artwork on this. It's simple. Um, I just wanted something nice, simple, but different. Because I know there's so many other lovely cards, but I wanted to start with something which was, yeah, nice creative work. That's all. What has resonated with me the most in 2020? Okay, Jared, that's a I if I understand your question, I don't watch my readings, but actually a couple of times when I have, my own prediction for myself were pretty accurate. So there are a lot of other readers that I watch regularly though. So and I think they're all pretty good. So it's hard to choose. What has resonated so far? I mean, I knew that this year was going to be different. Didn't know how. I said that to my colleague last year. I said this year it's not going to be what you think it's going to be. I must have said that because I was sensing something, but that's it. I didn't read too much into it. So for me, coming back to that, Ashley, this is a Connolly deck that I started with. Recently, I got this Cosmic Tarot. I don't want too many tarot cards because then that's a lot of energy for me personally. I really got drawn to this Oracle deck, Wisdom of the Oracle, and it's got the messages that work for me. There are another couple of decks that I like, but I think I'm happy with what I have right now, and I'll yeah. So see what you get drawn to. But these are the easier ones to start with, I would say. Absolutely, Jared. I think a lot of my friends, when I started doing this, they wanted to get a reading done because firstly, was doing a special offer and they wanted to give me a chance, because I was new. Um, and I think I was about 80% or something because I know they were my friends, so it came true. So, yeah, so I was pretty happy with that. There you go, Ashley. So, you know what your tarot deck is if you like it, you know? Then it's only a matter of when you're ready, get it, and then things will all start falling into place. I think for me, it's also important that, the way I work is once I'm ready, then the action happens. Like today, this happened. I thought of it this morning. I dreamt of something else and this, because there were two people that talked to me about using their senses, and these are not psychics, by the way. One is my colleague and one is my friend. And when they said that, I said, okay, that's a sign. We need to all be doing this more. Like we all do trust our senses. We should be trusting our senses more, you know, cards, whichever way it works for you. We need to be first trusting our senses because we'll have to do that with the tarot cards. So, but that's okay. It can come at whenever you're ready. So if you get drawn to tarot cards to get them first, please do. No, Jared. If anything turns me off, I go away from it. That's the rule of my life. So tarot is definitely not it. I don't know what doppelganger is, Jared. So you see, I don't know about everything, but what I know is that, I wanted to come here and talk about if, yeah, if I can help anybody on this path. And even if you don't want to be a psychic, if you want to just trust your senses more, I just say it because I did it for my friend and I see that he is very good now and he does readings for me, but he's not a psychic. So just an example. Twin stranger. Oh, you mean like a twin flame? Well, I think we all have twin flames, and they not we don't. It doesn't mean that you just know. I know the kind of feeling you get with them, people that are in our lives to make our lives better or to give us a lesson. That is to me one of our soulmate, as people say, and I believe um, I've had a few. Even our family, even our, these are soulmates where there is a give and take. Sure. Okay, Ashley. So then that's what you're drawn to. Oh, then I don't know, Jared, because I've not seen that. I was talking more in terms of soul twin. So let me know. I think what I want to do is let me know how you guys feel about doing this, and anybody who watches this after, if you wanted me to do more of this, let me know. Drop me a comment, um, and I can then plan that accordingly. And if not, so be it. It was worth a try. It was good to speak to you guys. So, but happy to do this when people want and when it works for me. Hope I answered all your questions, Jared. And Ashley, it was so good to see you guys here. I think I'm gonna go because then I want to bring a structure to this once we know that it needs to be done. See what you feel, Ashley. See what you feel. If you think, it might be good to get them because then at least you know what you're learning. If you don't have it, there are quite a few cards. I would, if you asked me, I would say, look, there's quite a few cards. You can't learn. I did not learn all the meanings, by the way. I didn't know half of the meanings. Not half, some of the meanings. Like this card, I was still unclear about Ace of Swords. I was still unclear about, you know, really? So now I know what it means to me. It does. So get cards, definitely, and then learn because your cards will talk to you once you get to that point, and in the meantime start learning because you can start practicing. That's my advice. Okay, cool. That's good to know, Jared. Thank you. Not fluently, but when I remember them, like what I had last night is the second something that spirit wants me to do, and it's not this, something else. I've had two signs of that now, so I think I'm going to do it. It's contacting um, somebody who's quite famous. I don't know. Yeah, that person talks to me in my dreams. It seems like they might, and it doesn't have to be. I could get it wrong, but I don't think it is. So I want to give it a go. See if they might need any guidance, help, reading. I don't know. Okay, cool. So I can do this as and when. Maybe next time I'll go more into the good and the bad feeling. Um, I can even do a test. I can at some point, and I can start with Connolly deck. We can start with a few cards. And see what you guys think. I mean, it's just different. I don't think it'll take that long, because it's more about working on our senses. I think that's the most important part. I have no idea, Jared, what you mean. If these are astrological predictions, then I told you what they mean for me. Go for it, Ashley. If that's what you feel, then listen to yourself. And spirits talk to us. We just got to listen. So go for it. On that note, reach out to me, people. Send me a message, drop me a comment here, so I know if this. I know Ashley, Jared, you're happy for me to do this more, and I'm more than happy to do more. It'll be good if we have more people, because then it can be because then I don't have to repeat it. But then yeah, it's there, and sometimes it's because everybody. Just to let you know, everybody senses differently. Everybody works differently. So yeah. Right, Ashley? Jared comes up with these nuanced words that we're like, oh, Jared, we don't know what that means. Do you get attracted to these, Jared, because they're new and because anything that's new can be interesting? I only I know that whatever I get drawn to is whatever comes into my life, whether it's through reading, watching, talking. That's that's the way. And if something is good, then I go with it. If not, then I turn away. So I'm sure, like all of these things, I've Jared. I'm sure of that. I don't mean new. I mean the you know, like this is not new, but I only started learning about it, as I said, 2 3 years ago. Um, New in the sense that all these things are there, but we are not aware of it. So that's what I meant. I didn't mean to offend. Well, if it doesn't make you feel good, then don't do it, Ashley. That's what I would say. On that note, everyone, if anybody's got any last questions on um, the next session, what do you guys think we should do? Um, then we'll see, and depending on how many they are, then I can take a call. So when I could ask the cards as well, but okay, Ashley. No, I didn't mean astral projection. I meant yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, if it doesn't feel right, don't do it. So, not today, Jared. I think I want to stick to the fact that um, I want to do readings when I'm doing readings, because then otherwise I'm diluting the reading and this. It's not fair. So feel free to pop in next time, because I think I did the other one 2 weeks ago, the June readings. So let me know if they resonate, and then I'll see if I want to do more of this, or if I get time, I'll do. Good question, Jared. um, I don't know, but I could do it today, so I wanted to, and if I can do it in the next week to 2 weeks, I will. So thanks, Ashley. So if you follow that page, Jared, my Facebook, you see that I put it on there, um, that I'm going to be going online like I did today. So if you follow that, you'll be able to see that. And on that note, I will wish you guys a lovely week ahead. Right now, it suits me more. I mean, I might be able to do Saturday at some point, but I prefer to do weekends, Jared, because yeah, I'm working weekdays. So yeah, and it's a long day for me. But I can do private readings. That also depends, if I'm really busy. But usually I take a break. I do them later in the evening then. So yeah. On that note, like I said, drop me a comment if anybody, what your thoughts are. If anybody wants to learn more, do for me to do this more, then I'll schedule it accordingly. Any new concoctions? No, Jared. I'm happy with my. I think new in this period, probably for me, the way I sense it, it's best to do what you know, or what you wanted to do and couldn't do. I think this is a good period to do that, to enhance your skills, to learn something you've been wanting to learn, or do something you've been wanting to do. So thank you, Ashley, and to you. So you take care, Jared. You have a great week, and I'll see you guys around the next time. Bye for now. And to you, Jared. Bye.